Welcome back to the Daily Dose. I'm Susan. That's Robert. Where are we?
When we make a wish, as the old Disney song goes, when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are, right? Um, the interesting thing is that some people think making a wish ends at making the wish.
Mhm.
Actually, that's where it starts. Because there's going to be a reply. Now, it may not be the one you were expecting, right? Um, but something's going to come back. Now, what are you going to do with that reply? And where is it going to lead you? And again, how dogged are you in your approach? Do you wish once, didn't get what you wanted, and give up?
Mhm.
Or do you turn your wish into action, learn something, and say, okay, I'm going to ask again? And you learn
Mhm.
something else and you get something else, and you say, I'm going to ask again, but I'm going to ask maybe with a little bit, and add this to it.
Yeah, you're at a different place after. It's like with the hero's journey. When you have done the whole thing, you come back home. You're not done with life. You, you continue to learn. You continue to have obstacles and run into dragons and things, and then you get a level of wisdom and things. But let's back up a little bit. What did you say? There's going to be a reply. You said there's going to be a reply. So hey, it depends on the wish, but it's the universe, it's logic, it's practicality, it's economics, it's magic. Whatever isn't required to make that wish come true is a big bucket full of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know that I have any of those things, but if I don't make the wish, if I don't give myself that latitude of potential, of hope, I won't get there. We don't get there. You have to have the hope.
And we talk about, yeah, the hope for one, and the also the power of making the wish public, or at least in our case, in a safe, brave space, right? That there is not only accountability, there's opportunity. Someone else may hear the wish and yes, and it in some fashion we never
Hmm.
dreamed
Hmm.
of.
Hmm. Hmm.
But that's the power of putting it out there,
Yes, yeah.
of saying this is what I think, and the response, like you said, it might not just be an internal, there might be an external response that you didn't expect.
And then then what has to happen? I have to hear it. I have to acknowledge it. I have to embrace it. I have to go, oh my goodness. Now that's asking a whole lot of me, but it's movement. It's an opportunity
Right.
to make a change that maybe will get me closer. So it's what are we doing? It's things relating to
That's
each
right.
other.
I can't, I
Yeah.
have Stella on my lap, so I can't, but
Oh,
yeah.
Stella's in your lap. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's right. I hear I can do that.
Yeah. That.
Yeah, yeah. It's the yes and back and forth, right? We don't just, throw it out there and you get a yes and then I get to do what I want with it. Nope, there's more yes and. Yes and is eternal. And how do we scrape away at the impossible? Well, I mean, one wish at a time, one action at a time, one, various whatever technique it is we're using to vulnerably put ourselves forward to recognize, and again, in the storytelling sense, actively be involved in it, not wait for someone else to come be our hero. We not
Yeah.
only we have to be our hero, have to be.
The second time I did the hero's journey with the Shawshank Redemption, I wasn't planning this. I'd never done this before, but I had this little troop of people who were traveling in my story with me, and I could feel this single question that just kept getting needed to be answered, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I wrote dialogue. All these people traveling with me in my story became individual characters who had lines, if you will, and they kept peppering me with aspects of the unanswered question until it's like the little kid that keeps asking why. You know, at some point it was like, okay, Susan, you're not getting out of this. We love you and we are surrounding you and you're not getting out of this. You're on.
And they
Balls in
didn't
your
know
court.
they didn't only literally say we love you. Some of them were more threshold guarding, like you can't do this. There were naysayers and challengers in that group, and that's why we did that work leading into the crossing of the threshold last week, which was not only the mentors but the archetypes, the people in our lives, the voices both
Yes,
neural and internal. Because
yes,
you're not going to go on this journey alone. Even if you think it's just you, you're still carrying all that stuff inside. So for our purposes, we just manifest that and say, make it a
right,
person or
right.
an animal, or a dragon, whatever you want to
Made it
mythology.
easier.
What's that?
It made it easier for me to
That's right.
be in
Right.
in
Get it out
dialogue.
of your head, and so that other people can
Yeah,
share the experience,
yeah.
right? And that's where we want to give ourselves the freedom to, make that colorful, interesting, grab whatever trope you like and roll. And we are at the trope of time. So I'm
We
gonna
are.
daily
We are.
dose. Say thank
Thank
you.
you.